seems to be working this time. I just need to know about volume because I'm not sure which microphone it's using. Please let me know. Volume is okay if anybody can come in there. Camille is out creating her hubby, so she had to reschedule her cardigan live. So I'm on here for a little bit, and she may pop on a little bit. I really only want to be on for about an hour. I'm going to show you where I'm at on this. I'm going to tuck this down just a little bit. I'm still to where I pulled it out. I have not had a chance to work on it because I was working on this. I was working on my cardigan. Oh, let me switch this to all messages. Okay, there we go. All right, so anyway, I did finish this up. Not that you can tell anything from that, but anyway, so I need to add some of this. I think I need to add black too. Let me look at my design real quick. Because, this was a very last minute adjustment, so here I am adjusting. All right. So that's the design. You can see the bright yellow is where I'm at. So I need to add one orange and then a black. So I'm going to need, you know what? I'm going to do this first. I'm going to be smart about this. Unlike the last time. I'm going to make some bobbins with my orange yarn. I already have black. Well, I throw it on the floor. All right. Come on. The bobbins attached to each other. I already have black bobbins because of the one that I undid. There we go. I'll need both of those. I actually might need a third black bobbin as well. All right, so I'm going to make some orange bobbins really quick. Hi, Margaret. Thanks for popping in with the change. I said I finished my cardigan, but I didn't necessarily finish it. I might be adding some more to it. I need to figure out which of these ends is actually the correct end. Okay. Oh my goodness. Which one's the center? Oh, or are they both? Guess we'll find out. Okay, that one, whatever that's attached to is not the center. Okay, so you're going to watch me wind yarn here for a minute. Hi, Linda. Hi, Chef. I'm planning on only being on here maybe an hour or so. Again, this is my new design. Nope. Pull this down. That's my new design. And where that bright yellow is already done because, again, I just didn't pull it back off the other one. I did add some rows and do some adjustments. So it looks better. So now I'm going to make this orange. Well, I will drop more things because that's how I roll. Trying to figure out which end is actually the one I want to pull the bobbin from because this is my basketball color. Like I said, I already had the black bobbins from the Sleeping Bear that never was. Well, partially was until I made it to go away. But this part of the blanket I left, and then I made adjustments from there. All right. So what are you all working on tonight? Probably your cardigans or getting ready to share your cardigans. I have not made a video like about the completed cardigan because I'm only sort of finished. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Oh, hi. Yes. Yeah, no. So what happened was Camille is having to create her happy elsewhere at the moment. She might come on. I'm only planning on being on for about an hour. Um, and she might come on and do a crochet with me later. But yeah, she had some stuff, and so she is otherwise detained. But yes, the plan was for us to be on her channel together, but she had to change that, so it's fine. She and I will be on my channel tomorrow night. Chef Lori and I might be on Tuesday night. Okay, Chef Lori, yes, it was supposed to be tonight. It was supposed to be tonight, but stuff, life happens. So that is what's going on there. So yes, I am not positive when she'll reschedule that. We'll have to keep that. We'll just have to watch, and hopefully she'll post something about the reschedule. She will. I'm sure she will. Repost the schedule. I don't know if maybe she'll move it to the 28th, the Friday. I know originally it was supposed to be on a Saturday, because she says things on Fridays don't do as well as things on Saturdays. I don't know. I'm sure that's true, though. I'm sure that's true. Because, that's how things are. But anyway, but she might, I don't know. We didn't talk about a plan, but I'm just throwing out guesses. So don't rely on anything I said. You're doing the Fez Creator, so that's Wow Mary, right? Wow Designs, from Australia. Who is the March creator? Linda, I know you've said before. Did I grab what did I do? Oh, yarn tangles. It's my life, isn't it? Okay, so this probably should have been the end I grabbed, as it turns out. All right. Detangling my yarn is not what you all came for. But yeah, the cardigan thing, we just have to watch for when Camille can get that redone. Like I said, I have not. I mean, technically my cardigan is finished and ready. But I do still, I don't know. Oh, hi, pal. And yes, send to Lori. Nice to see you. And then square knot. Okay. That's nice. That is a pretty orange. Chuck, I don't know. I don't know what yarn this is, because this is in the random. Was this one in? So this was either in the yeah, Linda, I know. I'm sorry. It's just we're just gonna have to watch. We're just gonna have to watch for an announcement from Camille about when she's rescheduling the cardigan thing. We're just gonna have to watch, because I'm not sure. Like literally, it was just maybe about 15 minutes till it was right before that she had to cancel. So anyway, so but anyway, but as far as to answer Chuck about my yarn, I wish. Oh, rich textured crochet. Thank you. Hi, Linda. Oh, I'm gonna have to check out your poll, Linda. This yarn, I'm really not sure. It was either from my $25 next door haul, or when my friend cleared out her storage and gave me a ton of yarn. She had a lot of oranges, so I'm actually betting it's from there. From the feel of it, it's not a Karen Simply Soft, but it's more similar to that, I would say. I don't know what weight yarn is this. What weight yarn is that? What do you think? 4, 3, probably 4, right? It feels acrylic. I'm assuming it's acrylic. Not fuzzy at all. Okay, and sorry about the confusion. Okay, so the official word is out that Joann's will be completely gone. Chef Lori, do you know who, what am I trying to say? Because they were gonna do the Big Twist brand or the KNC, at least the Big Twist. I don't know if it was gonna be both. They were gonna do them as a separate part, as its own entity or something that somebody could buy. Yes, yes. Chuck, exactly. Exactly. That it's shiny and kind of feels like Karen Simply Soft, but is definitely thicker than Karen Simply Soft. But that's unfortunate. Does it did they say someone bought all that, but they might sell it to get some money back? Okay. They bought all of the what's the right word? The Big Twist brand, is that what you're saying? But then they might sell it as well to recoup some of the cost. Am I understanding right, Chef Lori, about Joanne there? And so, yeah, there was word that a lot of it had to do with okay, so that's definitely the end I need to be. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of shove this in because I've got more than enough for a bobbin now. While you will watch me bring this back while I knock more stuff off my counter, because that's what I do. All right. Get my bobbin. There's a bunch of my hair. That's lovely. All right. So I re-purpled my hair, but I used vibrant purple, so it's a little more purpley, I think. I don't know. What do you think? So, okay. How are you doing with this C2C? How are you doing? Okay. So, hi, Nairo. It's nice to see you. So this C2C, it was a sleeping bear. I have pulled it back, and now it's going to look like, well, I pull my screen up. They're kind of small. There we go. Now it's going to look like this. Where that bright yellow is, that's where I had to stop. I'm making my bobbins for the orange. I already have bobbins for the black, but I'm down to the basketball there. I am doing a half double crochet corner to corner. And yeah, so hopefully I've clarified that as much as I can about the cardigan. Just keep an eye on Camille's channel. And like I said, I'm probably only going to be on here for a little bit. I'd like to get some of this basketball going and kind of go through some of the little weird tricks and tips. Yes, thank you for dropping weather, Linda. That's great. Because I'm always curious. Like, seriously, yesterday we had the 8 inches of snow, and today I think it was in the 40s. I'm sure it's not that warm now, but let's look. It helps if I spell weather right. Okay. And all right. Subscribe to Camille to be notified. Yes. Definitely do turn on all notifications. I have found that, you know how YouTube likes to randomly unsubscribe you from people? If I turn on all notifications, I'm less likely to randomly get unsubscribed. So the other day I went into Charlena's channel, Creatively Crafty Me, to watch her. It looks like I actually need 2 of these bobbins. I'm going to do a little bit more. I do kind of at least as many bobbins as, it looks like I actually need to make 3. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. Okay. and why I would want to do 3. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So as I come down across there, I don't want to have to carry yarn through the wrong way, through the black. So I see, what's the worst case scenario? 4. Okay, so, oh gosh, we'll do my best here. So let's see, this row right here. This row? No, maybe it is just 3. 1, 2, 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, because then that's there. Okay, so 3. It looks like I need 3 bobbins of orange. Don't work for me. Oh, okay. So you even have that, and it still is a problem. Oh, the notifications don't work for me. Oh, okay. Okay, let me get a little bit more yarn on this bobbin, and then I will cut this off, and I will make, I said 3, right? I think I need 3 bobbins. Anyway, I was randomly unsubscribed from Charlene, and I watch Charlene all the time, so I was really annoyed by that. I turned on all notifications. I'm hoping that fixes it. I predominantly watch from the phone. I don't know what y'all will do. Maybe I should do a poll on that. Because Lori, I know you watch often on your TV. That wasn't a nice clean cut for sure. I wonder if those are the scissors I tried to sharpen them. By trying to sharpen them, I actually dulled them. Have any of you ever done that? Thinking about making a series on, don't do what I do. I make mistakes. Here's the mistakes I make. Because y'all know. That's it. That is, I don't delete any of that out when I make mistakes. Because I make mistakes. Okay. I'm trying to have my notification quit working on my phone. I have to go into each. That's annoying, Chuck. Crochet baby blankets. Oh, baby blankets? That's what I'm actually working on. I am actually working on a baby blanket. That will look like that because that's the parents' theme. The mom is one of my former students, so I don't say names or anything like that. But she was an impressive basketball player. I think she had both an academic and basketball scholarship to college, so it's no surprise that she might be interested in sports. Okay, how big do you make that? For baby blankets, 35 by 40, 35 by 35, or 36 if you want to go 3 feet, give or take. I don't know. What do you guys answer that in the chat? I'm not sure what is considered. I know there's a chart about it. What's considered a standard baby blanket size? Now, if you want to know, like, who do I like to watch for tutorials for baby blankets, I love Allison with 1L Russell. She's from Scotland, and listening to her accent is lovely. So that's kind of fun. Yes. And she's good about saying both. Thank you, whoever took care. Thank you, Chef Lori. I appreciate that. I was just about to have to deal with that. How I asked, I started making one, but don't know how big to. Yeah. Oh, Fiber Spiders. Yes, Fiber Spider is fantastic. Big fan of his as well. He has such an interesting variety of blankets too. The spiral one. Oh, it was just a spiral. I know which one that is. But you had trouble finding it. I wonder if it was the name of it. Usually what he does is with his blankets, especially if they're good sized, he'll do it as its own playlist, that particular blanket, because he doesn't want any single video to be like crazy long. So you check the whole channel. Do you know what the name is? Oh, long call the baby blanket. 36 by 40. That is what I'm thinking. Chuck, actually 36 by 40. It's a spiral doily that looks like it. Okay, I did Which Way Filet for a friend's baby. Nice. I love his filet stuff, but again, I switch it to popcorns. So it doesn't have all the holes. That's just my personal choice on that. I don't know what's right or wrong with that, but that's what I do. Especially if it's for baby, that's my preference, to not have a bunch of holes. But if they're toddlers, that's not an issue. I did that spiral one too. Margaret, do you know what it's called? Do you know what the spiral blanket is called? Because maybe that's how Chef Lori could find it. Sorry, I'm not actually crocheting at the moment. Oh, I gotta find my hook for this too. I know which one it is. Oh, I think I grabbed the wrong end again. No, it shouldn't be though. I got a tangled mess here. Do you see that? Crazy. So I was at a game last night while Camille was diamond painting. I was at an indoor lacrosse game. I don't know how many people even watch that sport, but it's very entertaining. My husband got some free tickets, so we actually have to write a thank you card. So we need to do that ASAP. I think it said it could be a thank you email too. I don't know. Me personally, I'd rather, but it's a big company, so never mind. I was going to say I'd rather get a card than an email, thank you. But then also, if I'm a big company, send me an email. I don't know. What do you think? Can't remember. Oh, it's been too many ages. Stroller size. Armchair Chef, what size would be stroller size? Because I agree, if it's enough to cover the kiddo in the stroller. Not often. I appreciate everyone's health. Yes. Yes. Pao has lots of amigurumi. Really cute stuff. Oh, on my channel, it's Hooker247. Pao, if you want to do that. Okay. Hooray. I think I'm free. At least mostly free. Okay. And I dropped the bobbin. Okay. So this bobbin I'm going to undo. All right, and then I'm going to. How is the sound? Does the sound good? Because I'm sorry, it should be directed this way. I have my other microphone, but I don't know if it's my computer microphone or if it's this microphone. Let me know how it's going as far as the sound. It's good? Okay. 2 by 3 feet. Okay. So that'd be 24 by 36 inches. Okay. Yeah, I think you want at least one of the dimensions to be 3 foot. So 36 inches. And it depends if you're doing something that's rectangular or square. At 3 feet by 4 feet is pretty standard. You can do a basic C2C stitch rectangle very quickly, especially if you do double crochet. What would you love to see? Which thing? There was a little static once. Okay, only once though, right? Okay, but please let me know if anything else goes wonky. Okay. Fire Spiral is the Nautilus blanket. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Margaret. That's exactly the one I was picturing. The last baby blanket I made him. Oh, you did do a mosaic baby blanket. Which technique? Because apparently there's more than one technique. I guess. Like I said, Shufflery, just so you kind of know what you're looking at, it will probably be a playlist just with that blanket. Because that's kind of how he organizes when it would otherwise, when it's a multiple row change overlay. So you did the overlay. Okay. So this is a question I've had about mosaic overlay. Does it get kind of thick, or do you deliberately use like thinner yarn, or what do you do there? Or is it just not an issue? Okay. There's two. Let me do one more, but I got to figure out which one's going to pull nicer. This one. No, see this one, when I pull it, it's not pulling out. So it's clearly not that one. I need to pull this one. Okay. And then I do this. I don't know if any of you all do this. I often pull from, if I center pull and it doesn't have a center pull, I end up pulling from the bottom. I don't feel like it's an issue. So it is a little bit thicker. What is the green thing? Green thing. We're at this. Oh, this. Okay, but these are little bobbins. And then I just take and wrap the yarn around it. And so it has that too. You can kind of like clip it that way. I always use my little clips from Dollar Tree. Yes, so these are, I think they're called yarn bobbins. Is that right, y'all? Yeah, you can see I have lots of colors. Now, at one point I had so many colors actually labeled because my graph was in letters. So I labeled the bobbins so I knew which letter that color was. But I'm kind of ignoring that obviously right now because I don't need that for this. I can see the colors on my graph. I'll show you guys kind of what I do to mark it. I'm going to have to add a gray or something, because I mark what I've completed in a different color on my, that's stitchfiddle.com. I forgot. You could show us, yes. How do you use it? Okay, I'll show you. So once I get the yarn, this is my third one. This should be enough yarn that I pulled off. I will show you exactly how I use this. So this is when you are doing corner color changing, or even if you're doing like a tapestry or whatever. Oh, really? You've never seen bobbins in crochet? Okay, well, I'm going to show you then. That can be the purpose of me popping on live then tonight. Sorry, that one. Oh, I need the light though. Is it this one? It might be this one. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm just winding it on there until I feel like I have enough for that section. Because again, with C2C, it is, you don't really carry colors. You just don't. Because you can kind of along an edge, but in general, you can't. You don't carry the colors through another color. You just, no. It's not going to work up right. So I'll walk through that because I'm about to be doing all that here in a moment. That probably sounded awful. So sorry, y'all. I knocked the microphone down. I apologize. I got a little wild and crazy with my yarn. All right. What we got here? Oh, hi, Lana. Yeah, it was a last minute thing. That's why I'm here. If you watch MDL, yes. MDL, Michael does a ton of Tunisian. That's his lane. He does the Tunisian, and yes, he'll use bobbins as well. So I've mostly seen it in tapestry, but I've seen it in C2C as well. So I'm happy to show you how to do this, and how useful it is. But I do need to find a handful of clips before I get in any further. Now these, oh, I really jacked up that cut. Yikes. Okay. Pull that out a little bit. Flatten that yarn a little bit. All right. Okay, let me just try not to leave it too messy because then I have more yarn tangles later. Let me find some clips because I'm going to need some clips. I shoved them all in here because this is currently this corner to corner. So I'm going to use these Dollar Tree clips. I'll grab a big clamp too. I mostly need the little ones, but let me dig around in here. I do have a little case of that for them, but I think, oh, I've got some little ones in there too. Want some serious snips there if I need. But I'll dig the ones out that I'm already using. I was so organized by putting all my clips in there that, yeah, I couldn't find any of my clips for a while because I forgot that's what I did with them. All right. Y'all know what? 2 crochet channels. That's it. Bottom. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're having fun and learning. Okay. Okay. A couple minutes, but it's going to take me a minute to get to where I'm actually using the bobbins. So hopefully I should be back in time for me to really show what I do or how I use them. Okay. This disaster is technically my bobbin. Let me get untangled here. Because it was all that frogging yarn that I did that you may or may not have seen. Okay. Where is that piece? Okay. It's coming up that way. And my cap is off of here. Okay, and see how I have it clamped kind of at the other end, so it's kind of out of the way in theory. Is it actually out of the way? Not really. All right. All right. I'm going to kind of shut that a little bit, push that down. Okay, so right here I have my stitch marker on a light bulb safety pin. So I'm going to pull that loop up, and I'm going to be adding a color. So I have to look at my graph here real quick. I believe yeah. Okay, I'm going to zoom way in, show this the section I'm about to work on. So there's 1 orange, 1 black, 1 orange. Oh, and I'm gonna need a bobbin of the dots. This is colorway ice cream divigation roving divigation in colorway dots. But this I'm just gonna put on a bobbin because I don't need very much. Actually, I might. Let's see, how many squares do I need? This is what I do. I look at, so I'm looking down here and I'm only going to need 3 squares down here. Because everything here, actually, let me mark this so you can see what's already done. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Yeah, I literally only need 1 square of the dots. So I'm going to make a tiny bobbin of that. Because again, you can't really carry the yarn. You know what? I'll make a bobbin with whatever is on the outside here, because I know I'm going to need it later. So only for this one, and I'll show you all my little tricks that I do. Can't see it. Oh, Shannon, pull that brioche. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it got underneath her, all that spaghetti. Sorry. So we'll look at this one. This one's not as obnoxious. I'm almost done with the. I'm making, again, a much bigger bobbin than I actually need. Of this background color is what I'm calling it, but it's the roving divigation in colorway dots. What colors do you see in that? Mostly green, gray, mint, right? A little bit of white or almost white. Ah, so that's the one thing you gotta watch out for, that to not get caught in there. That can be a problem with the bobbins too, with this style bobbins. Now, who really has the best bobbins? Um, so this, Linda, this is how you keep from tangling your yarn. You actually do it in small bobbins. And had I actually made the bobbins before the sleeping bear, or before I tried the sleeping bear, I probably would have been in better shape. But then you don't have any tangled yarn at all. This will fix that. So I will happily show that. I don't think. Oh, and I gave that away. My corner to corner TL Yarn Crafts dishcloth. Had I had bobbins, I wouldn't have had the problem that I did with tangled yarn. And I think Camille had the same problem with that one. You just really have to. How is that yarn hooked to itself? Can't figure it out. There we go. Just had to be a little rough with it. Sorry about that. Got aggressive with my yarn here. Okay, I'm almost done with everything that's on the outside. So this is all the yarn I pulled from this particular. I'm almost there. From this particular skein when I pulled back the sleeping bear. Okay. There it is. All right. So this is how you fix tangled yarn so you don't have tangled yarn. All right. So back here, now that I've looked at my pattern and I see I need one orange that I'm going to then, sorry, where am I at? Right there. One orange. Then I'm going to clamp it down. Then I'm going to add the black, one black. Sorry. And then I'm going to add a different bobbin of orange and clamp it. And then I'll use this green and then actually cut that off. Because I'll show you. I did not put any green across the bottom. Let me make it show it's bigger. So that basketball, I might put a border on this. I haven't decided. We'll see. Probably not. Knowing me, I probably won't. But I'm very happy with the shape of the basketball now. It took a bit to get to where I felt like it looked round enough and big enough, proportional to the football and the baseball. Baseball's still proportionally probably a little too big, but it's all good. My football is probably not big enough. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'll go back down here. Let me add some colors. So I clicked the +1 and I'm going to add some colors. The reason I'm adding colors is so then when I go in and highlight what I've already done, that's really helpful. Irish lace heavy made the lace gloves with another yarn. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, the gloves she made were just gorgeous. Okay, so gray. Let's see, what other color do I need? And that's bright yellow. That's good for now. Okay, so I added over in my color palette the light orange and the gray. So when I actually do the stitch, okay, I'm ready to actually do this now. Sorry, my yarn spaghetti was stressful. I apologize for that. But I won't have yarn spaghetti on this because I'm doing it I'm doing this in a much better way. All right, so here's my little stitch marker. Pull that out right now. I'm going to do an orange bobbin. Now this looks like I can maybe take this smaller bobbin. Okay, and I'm going to add my yarn. Oh, I need to find the right hook. That would be helpful too. This might take a second actually, because I don't think it's in that project bag. I'll try there first. Is it there? No. Okay, I'll try in this bag first. Let's see if I was smart and put it in here. I have a feeling that was not the situation. I think it is over on the other side of my desk. Yep. Okay. One moment, please. Look how warm it is. Oh, how warm are you? 39. What am I? Does anybody remember what mine said? Oh, helps if I actually chat correctly. You guys can talk about the weather while I run over to the other side of my desk. All right. It was a quick find. It was a very quick find. It was where I thought it was. And I had knocked that whole container of I have another container like this, except it's even bigger, that has crochet hooks in it, and that's where it was. But I had knocked it off the table because that's what I do, isn't it? All right. All right. I was using this one, right? Okay. So I'm using a 5.5 millimeter furls hook. Let's see what did Denver say? 42. See, yeah, I knew it was really warm. And considering we had 8 inches of snow yesterday morning, that's insane. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to aim that down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, for just a second. Okay, here's the stitch. I had my stitch marker in. It's on this box right here. I'm going to go in this box and add my yarn. Okay, I'm going to pull that through, and I'm going to pull it through there. Oh, this is the front of, okay. So I did what Linda said, and I put a stitch marker so I know this is the front. So when you know it's the front of the yarn, or the front of the blanket, you actually push your yarn that you're holding the space for to the back. So you always want that kind of in the back. I'm just adding my yarn here. I'm gonna pull that down. Probably made a mess there. Okay, pull that. Okay, so technically I slip stitched through there. I like to pull this over a little bit and wrap it around. Oh, I don't know if you see that. Wrap the white around and through so that it kind of holds it in place. And then I'm doing a half double crochet corner to corner. So this is all from the bobbin. So I only do 2 chains. I don't know if that was actually 2 chains. Okay. So now I want to make sure that previous yarn is out of my way. And I'll put the bobbin where I need to put it so that, here, show you what I'm doing. So I don't want that bobbin tangled around. Okay. Okay, so I did my chain 2. Now I'm going to do a half double crochet, which is the yarn over, pull through all 3. The reason I'm doing a half double crochet as opposed to and I'm going to pull this yarn through because then I can hide it a little bit better. I'm doing a half double crochet because, as you can see, it's very dense. There's not holes in it. Hi, Thrifty. Oh, you've heard about, yes, we've heard about, we've talked about Chef Lori quite a bit, haven't we? Armchair Chef. And she has done a couple of my lives with me. Several, actually. We'll be doing a collab one time in March or a couple times. I'm not sure. Lori, Chef Lori, you let me know. Okay, now, remember, I was doing one and then a black. So I'm going to take this bobbin and I'm going to clip it behind. And then there's no tingling. And notice I left my orange behind like I was supposed to. Now I'm going to grab a black bobbin. I have no idea what yarn this is. It's very similar to that one. It's not quite as shiny though. Oh, sorry. Anyway. So now I'm going to add black. This can be kind of a bit of a lifesaver. The bobbins. I'm going to add a black. And I'm going to pull it through because I'm slip stitching. Pull through that orange. Let me pull that orange yarn down. I don't know how much you all can see of that. Hopefully not too much, but so yeah, I don't like these bobbins that I had. I thought they were so cute. They're little cats, but oh my gosh, the yarn catches on it so bad. Okay, so I'm going to try to show this a little better this time. Okay, so my black yarn is right here, and I want my orange yarn to kind of get caught underneath there. So when I go to do my chain 2, I stuck that orange yarn through there. And then again, I want to make sure my black bobbin is not wound around it. The bobbins help you just take care of the yarn as you're going because we're going to have even another one. Okay, so the black, okay, I'm yarn over, pull through. Now, when I notice, and of course it fell on the floor. When I notice that the yarn's a little thinner or acting a little thinner, I often throw an extra stitch in. So normally you would just do your chain 2, 3 half doubles. Well, I'm going to do a 4th in here because this yarn is pulling. When I have any kind of tension on it, it's making it really tiny. I might even do an extra one. You know what? I'm going to do 5. Is that 5 double crochets or 4? Or half double, sorry. Yeah, I did 5. Now that looks too wide. I am going to pull back to 4. So I'm just doing 1 extra. Well, I'm changing colors again. I dropped my bobbin though, so hold on. All right. So hopefully this. Okay, yes, great question about the cardigans. My cardigan is, well, technically done. If I add a pocket or an edging, oh, and now I'm clamping down the black because, again, I'm done with it for the moment. And I just want it there for me when I come back. All right, and we have to add an orange bobbin. I need to look at my graph to see if I need what I've got. I've got kind of a large one and I've got kind of a medium one. I think it's either one is going to be fine for this. All right. Is this helping with the bobbins? Yours isn't done yet. Margaret, Thrifty, you're still working on yours. I need to see it together, then add the ribbing. Oh, sew it together. I had sewn it together last night, and then the way I sewed it, I pulled down like one of the sleeves, so I had to redo how I attached my sleeves. Well, that broke off. That's fine. My yarn spaghetti just needs to get shoved in there a little bit better, I guess. Now that's going to catch too. I'm going to have to switch which yarn holder I'm using. All right, where am I? I'm down here. Okay, here's the black. I'm going to keep that black behind. Add my orange. Now this is a lot of color changing in this little tiny span where I'm having to add this many colors. This is not typical. It's, again, when I design it myself, I have a bad habit of not thinking about the positioning necessarily or what row it's on, especially because I then added rows to it afterwards. So, okay, let me see if I can show this. Okay, so I added the orange up here. There's its tail. And then I wrap that black around. I know that's a little strange, but I wrap the black around, but then pull it back to where it's caught, like kind of caught underneath the orange yarn before I do my chains. And then that way the black is stuck in there. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure the black is out of the way so it's not getting carried over there. And then I'm doing my half double crochets. I should just be able to do 3 here because this yarn's not quite as annoying. Or not, it's not pulling thin the way that black yarn is. I literally don't know what kind of yarn the black yarn is. This is a very scrappy project. Okay, so here's this bobbin, but you see it's kind of hooked on that black. So I'm gonna make sure that it's not hooked on the black again. I'm gonna look at my pattern again. And, did I count wrong? Because I should be, I must have. Okay. Gotta count real quick. Oh, these bobbins, yes. I believe this was Amazon. I'm like I said, when I was doing a project and the graph was labeled with letters, I put the letters on there. And this is what they look like. They come in the random colors is cheaper, if I recall right, which is funny. Okay, if you don't technically. February isn't over yet. That's right. February is not over yet. So they look like this. You can put it through there. There's a way to kind of like make it go through there, but I don't know. I don't totally know how that works. I think I kind of tried that on my first project and it was an epic fail. So yes, Sarah, I'm so glad that this has actually been helpful. I love the bobbins. They're a lifesaver. They were a problem for me because I had lost these. My husband found them for me. If only he could find my wax, right? Still gone. Who knows where that is? That's not as important. Finding those, that's a good day. Sorry about my phone, if that is picking it up. All right, so I'm looking at this pattern and I'm going to have to actually count here for a second. 6. It's so hard to count that way. I'm going to count the previous row maybe. Is that going to be easier? Okay, I'm just on the struggle bus for a moment because it's not ending where it should have, or I just pulled one back too far. Maybe that's all it is. Okay, don't look at my yarn spaghetti if it's going to cause you anxiety there. All right. Okay. I'm not counting out loud in case anybody's counting. Huh. Oh, that's all I did. Okay, easy fix. We'll just back it up and learn all about it again, I guess. Okay, let me flip this back here. All right. But yes, if you're just starting, if you're doing a C2C, the thing about a C2C, and I don't think I'll get there tonight because I probably will go really soon because my head is feeling kind of wonky. It's all that, I mean, it went from cold to warm to, I don't know. My head does what it wants. I started one stitch. I pulled out one too many stitches is what happened. So let me just undo all my work, which is easy enough. Only 3 stitches, or only 3 boxes, I should say. I will wind this as I go. Okay. So I'm glad this was helpful, but especially if you're doing a graph GAN. Again, with corner to corner, the one thing that's a real downside of it is that you cannot carry yarn in the traditional way. Oh, hi, Jackie. Are you? Hi, Jackie. Where's Jackie? Jackie. Hello, Gloria. Yes, Jackie. I've got an Addy, and I need to learn how to use it. And I'm checking you out, and I'm going to check out. Okay, so that bobbin is free. Now I need to get this other bobbin, and I need to do one more block of the background color of the dots. It's literally, the name of it is dots. It's the Ice Cream Divigation in Colorway dots. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just pulled one too many out. That is, I think I made some adjustments to the pattern and then I forgot and then I didn't fix it. Okay. So I only want 4. 1, 2, 4. So I actually need to do 2 more blocks. So I was way off. All right. So like I said, that little piece there sometimes is a problem with the bobbins. Okay, let me do these 2. Is it helpful to see the color changing? Who else is on now? Yes, who else is on now, Thrifty? And was it Pow? Was it Pow that wanted to see how to do the bobbins? Jackie, do you use bobbins? I don't know. I don't recall. And I don't know if that's a thing. Okay, I'm going to show you another trick I do. That is a way I also make it more dense. Okay. Right here. Okay, I would normally you would just do your half double crochet and go in there, right? Wait, wrong way. Sorry. Go in the hole that you've been going in, right? But I like to pull it up. So I go under another stitch on my last half double crochet. And then it just pulls that in tighter and there's less of a hole there. So that's a trick that I do. That is not anything I've seen somebody else do. They do get very tangled, yeah. Yeah, you do use bobbins are nice, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to do one more. Sorry, I counted out loud. Hopefully nobody's counting out loud or counting currently. And then I'm going to do that trick again. I'm going to pull under that. I go under, instead of going in here, I go under one more. I got to wrap first. I go under one because on that last half double crochet, then it just pulls it in tight. And you see my fabric is much more dense that way. It's kind of tricky. It looks difficult, but the pattern looks like a lot of color changing. Not my favorite thing to do. Right. And I have adjusted, I made the pattern myself, so I don't, as not an actual pattern designer, I don't always think ahead of how the color changes will work. The dinosaur that I did, let me show you. It's not my pattern. This is not my pattern. If you're going to do a corner to corner graph, this is a really good one to start with because it's not a million color changes like what I'm doing. Let me show you. I'll show you the picture of it, but it's on yarnspirations.com. I saw it on Crochet Crowd. Go back a ways. Where are you? I have to do it this way. Okay, I have a lot of crochet projects, so sometimes it's hard to dig through them. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this one is a corner to corner on yarnspirations.com. It's just 2 colors. It's just the dinosaur color. You still would need bobbins for like that neck and head area, and probably for the legs. But they're comparatively, there's minimal color changing here. What I've been doing is waste yarn. Yes. Waste yarn is a thing with knit, right? With knitting. That's when it's done. Okay, so tell me about waste yarn. I'm going to maybe have to watch. I use it because I find that it makes it easier for me. Takes a bit long. So a waste yarn is like you like put the yarn in there to then later be pulled out. Am I understanding waste yarn correctly? The beginning or end of a project. Okay. Okay. So extra yarn at the end or beginning. Okay, while you guys are chatting about that, I'm going to do this because I showed you one of my other tricks that I've literally never seen anywhere. I just do it to make my fabric denser. What did I do with my hook? I put it between my legs. You can all laugh right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So my friend whose mom passed and she had given me her yarn and knitting needles, and again, I don't knit, but she had a bunch of yarn that was specifically waste yarn, and it was I can tell because it's just these certain lengths. So, because her mom did knit, she really appreciated the little that frame. What is that darn frame that you? I don't know. Shadow box. There it is. The shadow box I made with her mom's work in it. But yeah, I'm not recommending you do this C2C. I mean, I will put it out as here's a graph if you want to use it. But I'm not saying this because again, I'm not an actual designer, and so not being an actual designer, I especially with the C2C graphs, I don't necessarily set them up the way you should to make sure color changes are not as obnoxious as this little section I'm doing right now. Because, yeah, color changing every single square is ridiculous. I've actually, this is the very first time I've ever designed something that's how it came out. I don't love it, but it is what it is, you know. It's fine. I'll be fine. Now, I can't do that under trick here because it's not the same color. I only do that if it's the same color yarn. All right. All right. Okay. Combining or closing straight ends. I don't use it when I'm just cinching. There's no point. Okay. Okay. Definitely intrigued. Linda, are you one of those that has, I can't remember who the other person, I know there's a couple people that have the knitting machine but haven't actually used it yet. Chef Lori and I are those people. I know there are more. I think Linda might be one of them, but I don't know for sure. Anyway. So again, clamps are great. I know there are other clips. I literally got these at Dollar Tree, the little ones. It was 8 in a pack. The big ones, it was 4 in a pack. Use the big ones for things like that, where I know I'm going to use a whole ball and I'm not going to bobbin that up at all. So now I need it black. So sorry about my mistakes. I think I might get close. Yeah, who else is live? Because I can tell. Yes, the shadow box. Thank you, Megan. Sorry, Chuck. Brain just said Megan. All right. So again, poor design on my part to have to change every single box here on these last 4. It won't be like that, I don't think, anywhere else on the blanket, but it's my design and I did not think about those things when designing it, so who knows? I guess we'll find out. Oops, I did not pull the orange around. It really does make a difference to me. Like, I feel like it's so much better if I pull that yarn so it's laying underneath that chain. This is the black was the one I did the extra, right? Because as soon as I work it, it's like super thin. Weird. Okay, I wish I knew what I would love to be able to tell you what yarn this black yarn is, or the orange yarn for that matter. I can't even tell you what colorway that is. It's got just a hint. It's not a bright orange. It's like a perfect basketball orange, but I doubt it's called basketball orange. All right. And I just need to make sure to keep that orange out of the way so it doesn't get hooked up underneath there. And I need to do the extra stitch. All right. And that's something, it's because I am a person who I don't pay attention to the yarns. It's been foggy today and yesterday. Okay. So you probably get brain fog as like what they would call an aura for migraine. I don't know if you have migraines, but if you get kind of a warning symptom before you actually get a migraine, they call that an aura. So that could be what that brain fog was for you. It's hard to say for sure, but boy, so I have a couple different ones. If I'm irritable about everything, that's my heads up. If if the cat meows too loud, which my cats hardly ever meow, and that makes me irritated, I'm like, oh, I got a headache coming. It's just kind of a funny thing for me. That's one, or I get real brain foggy and cannot think straight, or I say words that like they start with the right letter, but they are absolutely not the right word. Like I would say kite instead of kitchen. I'll just throw that one out there. It is totally random. And it is that bizarre. It's like it clearly doesn't make sense. I get migraines. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It kind of sounds like a little bit like an aura sign. Hopefully you can get it under control and it doesn't turn into something worse. Oh, where's my black bobbin? There you are. I didn't clip my black bobbin. See, don't forget to clip your bobbins as you go. As soon as you're done with a color, you should be clipping the bobbin. And I didn't, and so I have to untangle a little bit, but it's only because I forgot to clip it. Because I promise you, bobbins fix the clipping problem. Fix the tangling problem. It really, 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 really does. But yes, please, if you don't like the color changes, please choose a more basic pattern. And yes, Chuck, I hope you can find some relief. Here's the link to learn. Okay. On the Centro. Okay. So, yes, mine's a Centro, not an Addy. Yes. Centro. That's the one I have. Because the Addies are the more expensive ones, right? And I definitely got the cheaper one. Okay, and then this last one is this little bobbin of dots. And then I probably, so I will show the cutoff since I'm actually going to just do this one box. Now I made the bobbin bigger than I needed to because I knew I would need it later. But I don't need it right here. So I will show how I go about cutting off the yarn when I'm doing a corner to corner, and how I kind of hide the tail as much as I can. Oops, forgot to carry that orange around. I cross it over and then pull it around. All right. Okay, and then, yeah, seriously, I think the ring lights are part of my problem. I got to figure out how to get a light that doesn't bother me so much. Oh shoot, that pulled through. How did I do that? My orange came out the front and I don't want it out the front. So, because again, this side is my front side. So I want my yarn always to be going to the back. That's another thing. Linda telling me to put a stitch marker on the front, that did help me with that too. Because again, if you're going along and you don't really know, because you can't always tell, especially before this moment, right? They don't look any different at all, front or back. And I dropped my bobbin. Oops, I need to hook up my orange bobbin really quick. Oh yeah, I was undoing it because I messed it up and didn't get the orange behind. Okay. An orange behind might mean that you need to go to the doctor. Just kidding. All right. Okay. So I just need to make sure that orange stays behind there. Okay. All right. Okay, all this is normal, except here's the thing. This is at the end, and I'm actually going to be cutting this off. So instead of right here, I would be chaining my 5, again for half double crochet, it's 5. Yeah, see, it's in this eye. So, but I'm not. So I'm actually going to tie off there. And then what I'll do is when I tie on the orange that I'm going to put down here, which might be this one. Bet it is. Oh, it is. So I will show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm going to tie this off. I'm going to hide my tail immediately. So this is another thing I'm neurotic about. I really don't like my tails. Trim a little bit of that. So what I do, this is a crochet crowd tip. He pulls the yarn through the stitches back and forth. And by doing that, it's just kind of hidden. I want to pull it down underneath. Now, he's only shown that on a row, like where you're changing colors and then you're going to go back over it with a different yarn or whatever. But I'm just kind of pulling it through this block, just all willy-nilly. But maybe go along the edge here. And that should be, nope, I just pulled it right back out of where I put it in. That's not helpful. All right. So I'm going to show how I carry the yarn. It's not the normal way, quote unquote, that you would carry yarn. For a corner to corner, you have to carry yarn in a very different way. That's probably sufficient. Okay, it's out of my way anyway. All right, so I'm going to look at my pattern real quick. So you're a right side headacher. For me tonight, it's in my right eye. The other night, I think it was live with Chef Lori that my left, no, yeah, it was my left eye that was droopy. So that's something that Mine is inconsistent. It's very annoying. Okay. I'm going to show this last little thing and then I'm going to go ahead and get off. Like I said, Camille might come on later and crochet, but yeah, the light sensitivity is, I'm going to turn that a little bit. I know that's part of it, but then I'm kind of dark. I have to kind of lean up in here. All right. Let me find my graph again. All right. So see how it's orange across there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Turn the light so you can see. All right. So right here is where I tied off. So I need this yarn. I need to unclip it. I need to carry that yarn. Well, I can't carry it in as in through there. So here's what I do. I go back in that stitch because I didn't realize I was going to need to do this. And I do a chain 2 right here. And you know what? I'm going to actually do a chain 3. And then, sorry, I'm kind of backwards. And then I'm going to go into, where is that first chain? I'm going to go into that chain right there. So here's what that does. I can see that this box is going to be orange on the next line. And it took that up. And this is going to be orange. But I'm going to just chain across and then hook back in here. Again, I'm just doing that. And it's creating kind of like a layer of orange around that dot. And then that way it's still this bobbin that I was using. Does that kind of make sense? Again, I've seen lots of different ways to do this. This is how I do it. So many people just cut their yarn. I hate cutting my yarn if I don't need to. I just hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Hi, Liz. Liz does really cool, is it called punch needle? Is that the right thing? And Chef Lori is in the chat. I think I told Lori about you and I told you about Lori. Oops, I gotta do more because this is now 3, 4, 5. This is now my side. So I need to go and do my half double crochets. And so then that's how I carry my yarn. This is kind of a funny thing I do too. On this third, where you do the third one, I wrap and I go underneath the 2 loops there. Can you see that? I don't even know if that's visible. I don't know. It just makes a cleaner edge for me. All right. And then I need to connect. Where do I need to connect? Right there. Right there where that orange was connected. All right. So now you can't even tell that I did that. See how that chain that I did across down here? Can't even see it anymore. So that is how I do that. Oh, Megan, you're here now. Yes, I'm back. Okay. Okay. I've been saying the wrong names. That's another indicator that my brain is otherwise not feeling so good. All this weather shifting is just brutalizing me. Okay, let me check and see how many I need to do. Oh, and then let me show you this. I go back in and I mark in a similar but different color, that whole row. So I'll show you what I just did. Let me zoom in on the part I just did. So that black I turned to gray to show that I already did that stitch, and then that light orange, and then the highlighter yellow is where this background color is. Okay, so how many do I need? 1, 2, 3. Oh, so I'll show you another trick. What do I do when the black is angling this direction, but I'm crocheting that direction? So I'll show you how I carry that yarn over so it's in the right position for the next. It'll be right here. So I'm going to do these 3, then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my black to get it to the right spot, and then I really should go because I can tell I am not 100% with it. All right. All righty then. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to do that little trick. 3. Okay, now I want you to see. I'm going to go ahead and clip this so it's out of the way. I'm technically crocheting on the back side now, so I'm going to keep that yarn to the back. Okay, see where this black is on the back here? Well, there's not a black box that's going to go right here. Where the next black box is, trying to visually get it right. Okay. I believe is in this corner. So what I'm going to do, when it is the same color, I'm not going to chain like I did that last time. Instead, I'm going to slip stitch up the side. Got some tail that's kind of disastrous right now. All right. And then I'm going to leave that as a loop, which is a little bit strange, I know, and a little bit risky in a way. You'd pull that loop down later, but that way, the next row, that black's going to be in the right position. But this orange, so I want to switch to this orange on this other bobbin to be on this side of the black. So I'm going to actually, okay, I haven't shown this kind of color change, and I know the color changes are like obnoxious. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it around that black, and then I do a couple, and I'm on the back side. Kind of slip stitch it through there, and then I'm going to slip stitch that orange. Do this, wrap that orange over, pull this other orange through there. And again, the reason I'm doing that, pull this one that I clamped down a little bit. There we go. The reason I'm doing that is because this orange is now going to be above that black line. And now this black is right here for the next row. It's going to go right here. But I just leave that big loop there, which is, I know, a little different. I don't remember. I wish I could tell you who I saw do that. Somebody who was showing how to do clean color changes on something, but it wasn't a corner to corner. But that's, you have seen a lot of my adjustments so that I don't have to constantly cut my yarn, because I hate cutting yarn because it feels wasteful. That's what my phone thinks too. Let me see how many total. What's this on? Wait. Yes, 1, 2, 4. Sorry if anybody's counting and you just heard me. And I see pulling way too tight. I see that I'm going to need to carry this yarn up to here. Oh, I'm going to have to carry a couple stitches. All right, so in order to do that, again, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to slip stitch into these sides. I'm going to slip stitch into that chain space. I'm going to go kind of chain one and then kind of go around it and slip stitch. Go into this corner spot. This is not a great tutorial, and I apologize for that, but hopefully at least the bobbins were helpful. Because what I noticed is I'm going to need, so I need an orange there. So where I need to leave this to pick it up is right here. Actually, do that, pull the loop. Then again, I didn't cut the yarn and it's in the right position and we can't really tell the difference. So that is what I do. So if you don't want to cut the yarn, yes, it was supposed to be Camille. Yes, I am not a big weaving in ends kind of person. I don't like to do it. I kind of put that in the wrong spot. That's right. All right. I gotta pick up that bobbin. Okay, anyway, yes, it was supposed to be Camille tonight. I don't think she has as many issues with the weaving. She doesn't mind the weaving the ends in as much. It's me. I'm neurotic about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's not that I don't like sewing. I don't mind sewing. I think it's that it feels wasteful to me to keep cutting the yarn. I guess. I don't know. That's right. I guess calling something waste yarn is semi-disturbing to me, but all right. Okay, I am going, the rest of the way it's going to be, I pushed it up too far. The rest of the way it's going to be this yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and, oops, because I like to wrap that, because then it like pulls it down tight around it when you chain. Pull this loop through like a slip stitch. That's really all I'm doing is slip stitch. Where's the yarn? Okay. All right. No, not orange, Lori, not orange. Pull the orange on the back. That's weird what I did. Okay, let's do it this way. I'm doing something weird, so clearly I need to be done. Okay, my yarn's a little tangled, but that is, again, my fault, not this technique's fault. It's the way I frogged the yarn previously. All right, so is that attached? I feel like there's a bobbin that's not attached. Yep, the black one. All right, I forgot to attach my black bobbin. So just make sure you're attaching your bobbins. Oh, hi, Shannon. I'm just talking about my techniques for changing colors. I had a lot of color changes here because I designed it myself, so I don't always think properly about like where to place things. I literally had a color change every square here at the bottom. Let me show you what it's going to look like. Collecting waste yarn. Yes, I do that. I do that. Oh, you can't see Shannon. Okay, so let's see. Another yarn says, hello, Lori. So, Shannon, Chef Lori is also in the chat. I'm tempted to pull you both up on, send you a link. No, I'm on YouTube. I didn't do StreamYard, so. So let me back this out. This is the design I made for corner to corner. Down there at the bottom, I have a ton of color changes, and it was every single box. And I was kind of showing how to use bobbins so your yarn doesn't get tangled as you're going through. I dropped that darn black bobbin again. See you in a moment. All right. There it is. All right, let's see. It's funny. Oh, Shannon can see you, Chef, but you can't see her? But she can see you. That's new, right? Is that new, Shannon? That you can see her, but she can't see you? That's crazy. There we go. That's not really in the right position, but we're just going to go with it. I need to figure out what the heck I did. Okay. I'm going to get myself together separately. It could be on our also, do you have it on all messages? Oh, yes, all messages. Yeah, I had to go to live chat because I was only getting top chat initially. So I did all messages. Okay, I think that is new. Okay, check. Maybe we are on the cusp. Oh, that would be so nice if you had your shadow band fixed. That would be so nice. I'd be so happy for you both because I know it's been annoying to say the least. Yes, we're going to pretend that yarn doesn't look like the hellish mess that it is. I apologize for that. Okay, we're going to pretend that's not what it is. I might have to figure out a way to ball that up. All right, so my bobbins, I still haven't attached that darn black bobbin. What is wrong with me? Oh yeah, I unattached it because it wasn't quite in the right place. And it was catching. All right. Okay, these little cat bobbins, super cute, functionally total not great. These bobbins, these are good stuff. Pretty sure I got them at Amazon. A whole pack, like a pack of 12, pack of 20. I might have got a pack of 20 because I just checked for participants and she's not that. That's so weird. Oh yes, thank you so much, Chef Lori. I hope it sounds like. Did you see my hook? That's hilarious. That's what happens when you don't put your hook where you should. All right. I can tell these lights are getting me tonight, so I am going to go. Camille may be on later. Chef Lori, we'll chat. We'll see if we're gonna do something Tuesday. We'll figure it out. But yes, the color changing I know can be annoying, but the bobbins fix the tangling, especially if you remember to clip them as you go. That's all that happened with the black one. I forgot to clip it when I brought it up. And that is the back side. That's the back side that you're looking at. I know, I cannot tell the difference. Take care. Oh yeah, thanks, Megan, and thanks, Chuck, because yeah, no, I can tell. Head is not in the game. They won't respond, but various teams do monitor that kind of. Okay. Thanks for stopping in, Shannon and Chef and Megan and Chuck and Jackie and Liz. Let's see, who else did we have here that commented that I saw anyway? I feel like somebody else was here. Did I get everybody? I think that's everybody that commented. Oh, Linda, thanks for stopping in, Linda. Like I said, I think Linda was the one that said her concern with corner to corner was the tangled yarn. Bobbins fix it. And you just do bobbins in the areas of that color. Do something more straightforward than what I'm doing here. Seriously, that dinosaur from yarnspirations.com is wonderful. It's a free pattern. And everybody goes, I'm back to working on one. Yes. You're frogging a dishcloth. Okay. Oh, Margaret. Thank you, Chef Lori. Yes, Margaret was here. Yes. She probably popped over because I think Jill's probably on, or Jackie. Jackie might have gone over because I know she goes live about this time. Or she might be 15 more minutes, but she still might have popped out. And I think Jill, Fiberfloozy, she could be on. I don't know. This was a very last minute thing because I was filling in. I'm glad it was useful. I hope some people benefited. There was somebody new. Can't remember right now. There was somebody new that said they had not seen the bobbins and that was really helpful to them. So does anybody remember who asked me what these were? Was it Pow was here earlier too? Maybe it was Pow. She's not new, but Pow has really cute amigurumi stuff. Anyway, yes, it was Pow. Okay, so it was Pow. Pow's not new. My brain's fried. I promise I didn't do anything that would have caused that. This is just double check your hidden channels first. Okay, hidden channels. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get off. You guys can go to other lives. Like I said, I am so sorry. That's another sign for me. Yawning. I only just recently learned that one. That's another one of my auras. Or symptoms. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, thank you all for stopping in. I really appreciate your support. You guys have been absolutely so wonderful. Luckily I don't feel too awful. I'm not thinking straight. The headache's very, very, very mild. So, oh, there you go. Chef Lori, can you see what another yarn just tagged? If you're still here, Chef Lori. Okay, so another yarn did at Armchair Chef. Can you see this? So I'm guessing either Lori left because she thought I was signing off. Shoot, I don't know. Darn it. Okay, well, I always appreciate all your support. And just real quick, yes, the blanket cardigan is done. Blanket yarn cardigan. Yes, yes. I am so bad about the Midwest goodbye. Right? I definition. I just do not say goodbye, right? But there's this preview of the sweater. I know you can't hardly see the stitches because blanket yarn. It's so warm. It's so warm. But even though I did make it pretty lacy, it's so warm. But there's your preview. It is lighter now that I took the 29.5 yards of yarn off each sleeve. So it's probably only, I would say 1.8, 1.9 pounds. I should actually weigh it, huh? Because it was a 2.2 pound yarn of 2.2 pounds yarn cake is what it was of Cover Story, which is in essence blanket yarn, but softer. All right. Okay. I'm definitely me and my Midwest goodbyes. And I guess Chef Lori did, because she's from California. I guess she doesn't say goodbye for 6 hours like I do. All right. I seriously, you guys are the best. Thank you all so much for stopping in. I really, really, really appreciate it. I would say drop your channels, but go in my comments and afterwards and do something. So thank you all. Yes, I'm getting droopy eyes, so I definitely need to go. I really appreciate all your support and thank you for coming in.